Hey, welcome to the episode 1 of Cam's Corner. I'm Lewis, and I'm here with Jake, and we're going to be talking about the studios and what's new here at Cam, and a little bit about this new series that we're going to be doing. So tell us about the show.
Absolutely. So we're actually in the Community Access Media studio right now, recording our first episode of Cam's Corner. Cam's Corner is actually going to be a production of all of our high-definition studio training courses. So each month we have students from the community coming in and learning our HD studio cameras. At the culmination of that course, they're going to create a show called Cam's Corner.
That's awesome. And another thing is the name Cam. A lot of people might not recognize it, but it used to be Cat TV. Explain kind of that little bit of a rebranding. Absolutely.
So we were Community Access Media since January. We actually were Community Access Television for the past 21 years. So we knew that we had to evolve with the times. A lot of people are getting their content in different ways outside of television. So we decided we wanted to change to a media. Media is an all-encompassing word. Media encompasses, videography, still photography, audio recording. So we're going to be teaching all of those different ways to actually record content.
Which is really, really cool to see happening in Erie and all these new innovations coming through. But with the new name, what other things are new in the studios? Is it just a new name over the same stuff, or do you guys?
That's a great question. With the new name and the new rebrand, we have brand new equipment. So we have 4K high definition studio cameras that we're teaching in our HD studio course. We have a brand new podcasting studio, which a lot of people are coming in and using, a soundproofed room that has different microphones, different audio recorders in it where you can record your own podcast. And we also have brand new high definition HD editing booths. So we have new PCs, we have standing desks, and we have the Adobe Creative Cloud software to do the editing.
Now, if you're someone just listening to this, new, wanting to get involved, what kind of way can you come experiment with the equipment without actually having to be a part of it? Is there any?
Yeah. Actually, the first Thursday of every month, we have our Cam Jam. And our Cam Jam, what that is basically a new member orientation event. So if you're interested in learning more about maybe how to get involved with our organization, maybe learn how to use some of the equipment, come to our new member orientation. It's the first Thursday of every month. The next one coming up is actually, I believe, April 4th. From 5 to 7 p.m. To sign up for that, you can just give us a call at 454-2226. Send us an email at info@camerie.org. We honestly just want to get people in here and using the great new equipment that we have and help people create content.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And that's something that I know when I heard about all this, I just wanted to get involved with, and is a great organization with what they're doing. You should definitely check them out. Is that it? All we're going to cover today?
Yeah, I think that's great. I appreciate you having me on today, Lewis, for our first episode of Cam's Corner.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure being the first host of many more. So we're here with Greg now, talking a little bit about Cam and the involvement here in the city, and tell them about how long you've been involved with this organization.
Sure thing, Lewis. So I've been a board member with Cam for going on 3 years now.
3 years.
And I consider myself lucky. In 3 years, there's been so many changes. When I was first here and voted onto the board, the cameras were equipment were a whole lot different. The tripods were different. We had very few field kits. We didn't have the scope of training that we have these days. And it's such a great opportunity for people in Erie, not just creatives that are trying to produce media, but anyone who has an idea for a show can now come in and use cutting edge equipment and enjoy this space and not only produce their own work, but also work with others and help them. So there's a real community feeling that paired with the new equipment, just how much the place has changed and the rebranding has really reinvigorated Cam. And the members here, and I'm excited to be on the board at such a time.
Yeah, and I know that you had a hand in the actual rebranding itself.
I did, yeah.
What kind of like the logo? Talk about that a little bit. Why?
Yeah, so you know what? It took a while. We, typically with a rebranding process, you want to cover all of the bases for what's the identity of the organization, who are we trying to reach, what makes sense visually, what tells a story, and we had input from board members and we kicked around a lot of ideas, and it's the whole idea of having hands-on in the space and being a multiple effort from multiple people of all sorts of different backgrounds kind of created that motif for the logo, which is the three hands that move and show as a play button. So that was a very fun project, and happy for my company, Erie Multimedia, to volunteer that time and that service and put together an awesome brand that we can all be proud of,
No, that's really cool. Now, and obviously with all things, nothing is at its best. It can always improve. What are some things you would like to see happen with Cam that isn't there yet, but you would like to see in the future?
Oh, sure. That's a great question. So we're moving towards a couple of really cool ideas. We've still got a couple of things we want to do to the space here, things like a new backdrop, some painting, some aesthetic improvements. But we're looking at the model of a co-working space for one of the spare rooms that we have out the back. And it's the perfect size. We just need to get some heating, we need to get some drywall, we need to get some electric work done to get that ready. And what that will do is allow us to monetize that space and offset some of our expenses through running Cam, but also bring a different nucleus of folks into the building that have equipment here, have their editing systems here, and can collaborate a whole lot closer. And we're right downtown. We're right on 12th and Sass, is it? Or, close enough to that sort of area. That it makes sense for co-workers to be in this space, coming down here, having meetings with their clients and their customers, the organizations they work with, and also utilizing that space and helping out the organization as well, we think is a great fit. Looking forward to doing a lot more live things as well. There's a ton of festivals, a ton of great events in Erie, and anyone listening to this broadcast, if you're interested in coverage for your event, and we're not talking about some guys turning up with a camcorder here. This is professional, high-end coverage with really great equipment, talented individuals. Jake and Tom and Rob, you've got some of the most creative, talented production guys that have been running and gunning their entire life. You can get a really good product from us at Cam at a dime and a dance, Wow. So that's something to think about, as we come into the summer, but all the time,
Now, it is great to see what Cam is doing in the community, and it seems like Cam is really a place for just about anybody. It doesn't have to be a specific type of person that's really into this field. So, to end this with, what would you say to someone who's watching this right now saying, I don't know if that's a fit for me, I'm not very creative, I don't know how to use the equipment.
Right.
What would your words be to them?
I mean, certainly turn up and talk to the guys, do an orientation, and get to understand the capabilities and the scope of some of the equipment. And once you have that experience, your creative wheels will start turning.
Exactly.
And you'll just want, oh my gosh, I can create. I was just doing a YouTube show with my iPhone and the lighting, but now I have lighting, I have audio, I have production, I have switchers, I have a team, I have like a family I can kind of call on for that. So I think that's an amazing opportunity, and that's one of the things that's special about Cam, and that's unique to Cam. That's not anywhere else. You can't get that at a university. You can't get that at any of the schools. So really, this is a gem for Erie, and I'm excited more and more every day.
Yeah, for sure. It's like you don't know how creative you are until you actually try, and this is the great place to do that. But thank you for being on the show with us today,
Mate,
and
thanks for having me on.
Look forward to seeing what Cam does here in the future.
I appreciate it.